The thing that's really interesting in the US at the minute is the deregulation. And I think that makes the market really attractive if you're a regulated bank. I think Europe and the UK is going through quite the opposite trend.
Here at Money 2020 Europe, all sorts of news, announcements, partnerships, and collaborations are underway as we sit among the trading floor. Well, joining me to talk about his own presence here is the CFO of Starling Group, Declan Ferguson, here at the New York Stock Exchange's on-site studio. Declan, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
What brings you to Money 2020?
Well, look, we spent the whole morning talking about the application of AI in our regulated bank business model. We see a huge opportunity to drive significant cost savings in the business, but really we're here to talk about our second business, Engine by Starling, where we're taking the technology stack we developed in our regulated bank to other banks around the world.
Interesting. What more can you share about that technology and how it's helping your company innovate?
So we built the entire tech stack ourselves. It's fully proprietary, and we are effectively selling the secret sauce of Starling. It is the technology asset that we run our regulated bank on here in the UK, and it's been a big part of our success story and a big part of the economics of the bank we've built in the UK. We've got two clients live, Salt Bank and AMP. Salt Bank, which is our first client, has been a phenomenal success. It has over 500,000 customers, and we reported last week that business has just hit 10 million of revenue.
Yeah, I think that's helpful information for our viewers to get a better sense of what Starling Group is all about. You, of course, as I referenced earlier, are the CFO. So I do want to talk a bit about the financials here, which is actually quite impressive because the fourth straight year of profitability for your particular firm. What has enabled that?
Yeah, as you say, we've been profitable for 4 years now. Our profit run rate is about 300 million pre-tax. I think the things that have enabled that are, one, the unit economics are afforded by the technology stack, and the second has been we've always been a bank, so the economics of that have been much richer for us, and as interest rates have risen, we've benefited from that too. Another piece has also been the Engine story as well, which is starting to diversify the revenue away from being just dependent on net interest income, but also bringing more fees and commissions income into the group's overall revenue mix as well.
Yeah, I do want to talk a bit about the differentiating factor here. Obviously, you mentioned diversifying the revenue streams, but when it comes to Starling Group, what about it is different that makes it competitive in this marketplace?
So one of the big things is the quality of customer relationship we have in the bank side. So we have very high average balances. On the retail current account side, we have balances of about £2,000 on average. On the SME side, it's about £14,000 to £15,000. So that significant bump in deposits versus some of our prepaid card competitors has driven a much, much bigger balance sheet. And that balance sheet has benefited from the interest rate tailwinds that the global economy has benefited from as well. And that's supported now by the technology asset we built, which as we hit 4.5 million customers and scale from that to 8 to 12 million customers, the operating leverage in this business is phenomenal. And we were talking this morning about AI and the benefits AI can bring to us. And if you look at our numbers, you'll see our non-staff unit running costs, we've halved over the last 2 years as we've taken part of the technology stack out and built it ourselves. We're going to do the same on the staff running cost side, and we will augment our human-based contact center with AI tools to drastically improve their productivity.
Yeah, and as you expand into other countries, including the US, through partnerships with banks, what is the opportunity there?
The US opportunity for us is huge. We incorporated a legal entity there a couple of months ago. Our CEO has been out there just this weekend interviewing some US heads for that business as well. We're really excited about the opportunity. There's about 3,000 to 4,000 mid-tier banks in the US that are primed for Engine replatforming, and we think the opportunity is significant. And when I look at the qualified pipeline of Engine clients, I can see Engine being an 100 million revenue business within the next 2 years.
Wow, okay, so to that end, what else is next for Starling Group?
Well, Engine will be a big part of the story, but in the UK bank side as well, you'll continue to see us roll out more products and features for customers. We're still really in the foothills of the opportunity in the UK. We're about 3% market share in retail, and we have about 9% market share in SME. But the really big piece is the deposit total addressable market in the UK. It's about 1.6 trillion. And if you add up our deposits and all of our direct competitors' deposits, we barely touch the side. The total is probably less than 3%. So a big part of the next evolution of the story will be more deposits and increasing the average deposit per customer as well. And you'll probably see us take the licensed and regulated part of our business into another part of the world alongside Engine too.
Yeah. Since we're here on site at Money 2020 in Europe, Amsterdam, we are asking people that we come in contact with what international business trends they're seeing right now. What can you share from your perspective?
The thing that's really interesting in the US at the minute is the deregulation. And I think that makes the market really attractive if you're a regulated bank. I think Europe and the UK is going through quite the opposite trend. We're going for more regulation. I think some of the changes in the US make that market super attractive, and it allows you to scale to quite a significant size before you hit some of the more onerous regulations. So the opportunity to be a regulated bank in the US, as well as selling our technology asset into the US, I think is a massive opportunity for us.
Declan Ferguson, CFO of Starling Group, thank you so much for joining us here in Amsterdam.
Thank you for having me.